Cynthia Ann Crawford, known worldwide as Cindy Crawford, was born on February 20, 1966, in the small town of DeKalb, Illinois. Her story begins far from the glamour of fashion capitals. She grew up in a working-class family. Her father was an electrician, and her mother worked as a bank teller. The values that surrounded her childhood were simple ones: hard work, responsibility, family, and humility. Although she would later become an international symbol of beauty and style, her early life contained both joy and hardship. Cindy was one of 4 children. When she was just 10 years old, her younger brother Jeff was diagnosed with leukemia. He was only 3. His illness and eventual passing deeply affected the entire family. For Cindy, that experience planted an early understanding of fragility, compassion, and purpose. Later in life, she would dedicate time and fundraising effort to cancer research in his memory. Throughout her youth, Cindy was known for more than her looks. She was academically gifted. She excelled in school, particularly in mathematics and science. She grew up thinking she would one day work in a laboratory or in engineering. Becoming a model was not her plan, not even close. But sometimes life has a way of calling us forward before we even realize the direction we are going. A chance discovery. Everything changed in the summer when Cindy was 16. She took a seasonal job detasseling corn in the fields of Illinois, hard physical labor under the sun. One day, a local photographer visiting the fields asked to take a picture of her simply because he found her appearance striking. That photograph ended up in the local newspaper. Almost immediately, modeling agencies began to reach out. At first, Cindy and her family were unsure. Modeling seemed distant, unpredictable, and foreign compared to the stable career she always imagined. But curiosity has a way of opening doors. She agreed to try a few small shoots. Encouraged by surprising success, she eventually signed with an agency in Chicago. Yet Cindy did not abandon her academic path easily. She graduated as valedictorian of her high school class and earned a scholarship to Northwestern University, where she began studying chemical engineering. She loved the intellectual challenge and the sense of purpose. But modeling opportunities continued to grow faster than she expected. Within a few months, she found herself trying to balance coursework with flights to photo shoots and castings. Eventually, she made a difficult decision. She left Northwestern to pursue modeling full-time. It was not a decision of vanity. It was a decision to step into a rare and unpredictable opportunity, one that might never come again. The mark that defined her. When Cindy first entered the modeling industry, agents and stylists suggested she should remove her iconic beauty mark above her lip. Beauty standards at the time were rigid, and her mold did not fit the mold. Even earlier as a child, she had requested to have it removed because classmates teased her. But her mother advised her against it, saying, "If you remove that, someday you may wish you hadn't. It's part of who you are." She kept it, and that beauty mark became one of the most recognizable features in fashion history. It was a moment of identity claiming itself, a lesson about embracing what makes you different instead of hiding it. Becoming a global icon. In the late 1980s and throughout the 1990s, Cindy Crawford became one of the most successful models in the world. She walked runways in Paris, Milan, New York, and London. She appeared on the covers of over 500 magazines, including Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Elle, and Cosmopolitan. Her athletic build and confident presence changed the industry standard of what a model could look like. She was not fragile or delicate. She was strong, healthy, and energetic. She was part of a new era, the age of the supermodel, alongside Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, and Claudia Schiffer. They were more than faces in magazines. They were personalities, businesswomen, and cultural symbols who shaped fashion, music, and advertising trends worldwide. In addition to modeling, Cindy appeared in television and music videos, most notably starring in George Michael's Freedom 90, one of the most memorable fashion culture music videos of its era. She also hosted the MTV show House of Style, bringing fashion to a young audience and helping the industry feel more relatable and fun. Using fame with purpose. Cindy's fame was significant, but she worked to use it for something more meaningful than image alone. She became involved in raising funds and awareness for childhood leukemia research, honoring her brother Jeff's memory. She has also spoken openly about her family, her experiences in the industry, and the emotional landscape behind public life. In this way, she has always maintained a sense of groundedness, remembering her roots in Illinois and the values of her upbringing. Aging with confidence. As Cindy matured, the fashion industry did what it often does. It tried to push her aside for younger talent. But she did not disappear. Instead, she redefined the conversation. She spoke openly about aging, beauty, and the unrealistic pressure to stay young. She emphasized that aging is not a flaw, but a natural and meaningful part of life. She refused to pretend she looked 25 forever. She championed honesty about appearance and encouraged self-acceptance. Many people found relief in her message. You do not need to erase yourself to remain valuable. Life beyond the runway. Cindy married businessman and former model Rondé Gerber in 1998. Together they have 2 children, Presley and Kaya, both of whom entered the modeling world as well. Cindy has often said her greatest pride is not her career, but her role as a mother and her ability to build a balanced life even within the chaos of fame. She transitioned from modeling to entrepreneurship, developing skincare, beauty, and wellness brands. In doing so, she showed that identity is not fixed. Careers evolve, and people grow into new chapters. Cindy Crawford's movie and acting career. While Cindy Crawford is best known for her modeling career, she also explored acting and film during the 1990s. Her most famous movie role came in 1995 when she starred in the action thriller Fair Game, opposite actor William Baldwin. In the film, Cindy played a lawyer who becomes the target of dangerous criminals and must go on the run. The movie received heavy media attention because Cindy was already one of the most recognizable faces in the world at that time. However, the film did not perform well. Critics felt that the script was weak and the action formula overused. Cindy herself later admitted that jumping directly into a leading role was a challenge and that she was still learning the craft of acting. Rather than viewing the experience as a failure, she treated it as a lesson, one that helped her understand where her true strengths lay. Aside from Fair Game, Cindy appeared in several television and small film projects. She guest starred in Third Rock from the Sun and a playful cameo where she used humor and self-parody. She appeared in The Secret of My Success, 1987, in a minor role before her modeling peak. She also lent her presence to music videos, including the iconic Freedom 1990 by George Michael and Aerosmith's crazy era visuals. Cindy became a frequent guest on talk shows, fashion programs, and entertainment specials, especially during the 1990s, where she displayed a calm, confident, and polished on-camera personality. Perhaps her most successful on-camera role came not in film, but in television hosting. From 1989 to 1995, she hosted MTV's show House of Style, a program that brought fashion, beauty, and culture to teenagers and young adults. On that show, Cindy shined in a way that films did not allow her to. She was relaxed, thoughtful, curious, and able to speak naturally with designers, musicians, and celebrities. Viewers felt like they were learning alongside her. Why her movie career was short. Cindy could have tried to continue acting, but she made a deliberate decision. She understood that her strength was not scripted performance, but being herself. Her presence, communication skills, and natural charisma worked best when she was speaking authentically, modeling, or representing a brand, not portraying a fictional character. Rather than chase Hollywood roles for the sake of fame, she chose a path that aligned with who she truly was. This is one of the reasons Cindy Crawford is admired not just for success, but for self-awareness. She explored acting, learned from it, and then confidently stepped back when she recognized her talent and energy were best used elsewhere. Cindy Crawford began as a girl from a small town who once wanted to hide a feature of her own face. She became a woman who turned that very feature into a global symbol of individuality. Her life demonstrates that greatness does not begin with perfection, it begins with authenticity.